What's happening, everybody? We're about to get this show on the road.
You are watching Chaos Crypto News, the crypto news that you need to know.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Chaos Crypto News. We got a whole bunch of articles to talk about today, and it's pretty exciting. We've got a whole bunch of XRP news, some wider crypto market news, and even some stock market news that's related to this whole thing that we're doing. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Let's jump right into it. So Wall Street is trying to go open 24/7, actually 22/7, but it's bad news for Bitcoin and the US economy. Let's talk about why. Wall Street's 24/7 trading plan could steal Bitcoin's 24/7 appeal, pulling retail investors towards safer options like Apple and Tesla. Non-stop trading means no closing bell, making markets crazier with instant reactions to global news, tweets, and chaos. Foreign investors will flood the US markets, but with low off-hour liquidity, expect wild price swings and possible manipulation. Now, if you're anything like me, this late night trading that we are so used to in crypto, I'm up often super late, just watching charts, waiting for those trades. And often like 3, 4 in the morning is when there's like action. And that's kind of the time that you want to be available. And then shortly after that, people start waking up both in the Qzilla chat and also on YouTube. So it's sometimes really hard to get to sleep. Tell you what, it's the most riveting television I've ever seen though. Plans are reportedly underway to stretch the stock market hours to near 24/7 trading. And while that sounds like a good idea for this author and other night owls glued to trading apps like myself, it spells bad news for Bitcoin and potentially for the US economy. Overnight traders are already running the show. For Robinhood, this isn't even new. They've been offering overnight trading for the past 18 months, but the fact is that this session ranks so high shows how deep the appetite for around-the-clock trading is. Implications for the US economy? Well, the proposed 24/7 trading could make US markets way more attractive to foreign investors. Think about someone in Tokyo or Dubai. Traditional US market hours aren't exactly convenient for them. Now, with round-the-clock access, they can jump in whenever they want. This could open the floodgates for foreign money pouring into US equities, making Wall Street an even bigger player in the global economy. But with that comes increased competition and, of course, higher stakes. That means if something like DeepSeek happens again and the market loses $1 trillion or more, it'll be felt everywhere, and the crash will be much faster and much bigger. Moving on, Ethereum soars 3.88%. Soars? What the hell kind of shitty article is this? Soars 3.8%? I'll tell you what soars is. Have you seen Quanzilla? Like, my God, there's not really much more to talk about here. I just think that's a hilarious title here. Now, where are we at here? So Ross Ulbricht was just released from prison, a week or so ago, which is pretty crazy. Pretty good to see that, freedom is winning. Apparently, his crypto wallets take a $12 million hit after a DEX trading error. So he loses $12 million due to an error in trading a meme coin created in his honor. A maximum extractable value bot, MEVBot, took advantage of the incorrectly priced tokens, executing quick transactions to make profits. Despite the significant loss, Ulbricht's wallets still hold around 200,000 in tokens, showing that the project is not completely lost. The error occurred while attempting to add liquidity through a decentralized exchange. You're going to love this. Radium, a popular platform on, drumroll please, Solana. Fuck Solana. Shit network. Causing Ross's value, which is the coin name, to plummet by 90%. Ouch. And he actually made 2 trades. He did a $1.5 million trade and then like an even larger trade after, which did the same basic issue that he was having there. Kind of crazy. Can't blame him for trying, I guess, though. So Pump.Fun, which if you didn't know, is a Solana token creator, which is mainly used for meme coins, and they are being sued for selling unregistered securities in a meme coin scandal, of course, because Solana is awesome. So a class action lawsuit accusing Pump.Fun of breaking US security laws. The platform is alleged to have promoted and sold unregistered securities while allowing high-risk meme coin trading. Pump.Fun is a platform that enables users to easily launch meme coins, reducing both technical and financial barriers. Oh yeah, meme coins on Solana, of course, which is known for tons of rug pulls. We've had people in our chat in Quanzilla that come in and go, oh man, we just got rugged for $500 each on Solana. Yep, welcome home. The main plaintiff alleges that he suffered losses from trading 3 meme coins launched on the platform. He and other investors seek compensation for their financial damages. What are you, fucking 12? Like, honestly, there's so many people saying the same thing. Don't ever risk more than you're willing to lose. Like, this is a PvP sport, and they're making a court case out of it because he suffered losses. Like, oh my God, man, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Like, grow up. The lawsuit claims that the platform has facilitated pump and dump schemes. Okay, fair enough. But getting involved in something where you really don't know what you're doing and you don't know anything about the project and then you get dumped on, that doesn't really sound like, the business's problem. I mean, sure, maybe they're a little bit at fault, but people have to take some accountability and responsibility for their own actions, especially if you're an adult. Pump.fun has faced similar legal challenges in the past. Recently, Berwick Law also filed a lawsuit on behalf of investors who lost money on failed meme coins and other questionable projects linked to the platform. I mean, this is kind of something we've been about since day one, like Solana is not a good platform. I don't know what makes people think it is, but just a quick reminder for you here. Right, this is what's happening here. Solana and ETH are shitcoins, right? So is Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't do anything. But you have things like XRP, HBAR, Hedera, which is the only company so far that I've heard of or that we know of that's making quantum resistant semiconductors. And they're working on going to space with this stuff to stop quantum attacks, which is quite incredible because, the people in power are saying, oh, this is 10, 15, 20 years out still. Then why is HBAR, Hedera working on this technology? Think about it for a sec. And if you don't watch Crypto Hulk, I highly suggest you check out his channel. He streams at least once, if not twice a day. And he's got a bunch of little clips that come out throughout the evenings usually. He's always talking about this kind of stuff. But anyway, obviously, if you have any opinions on this, feel free to let me know in the comments because I'd love to hear what y'all have to say. Now, interesting stuff here. XRP goes from 1.1 billion to 100 million. That's 10x in gains. So it's like, 90% losses basically. XRP goes from 1.1 billion to 100 million. What happened? Well, XRP has experienced a significant decline in on-chain volume, with payments dropping from 1 billion to just 100 million, raising concerns about the asset's liquidity and market health. Spoiler alert, this doesn't really tell you too much about what's happening there. XRP's prices remain relatively stable though, which is a good sign. It has maintained its bullish momentum following a powerful breakout earlier this year, I guess at the end of last year, but it has broken out a couple times. But just the other day, we went down to 263 or 265 overnight. I bought a little bit more XRP at 285, but didn't think it was going to go much lower than that. But here we are. The decline in on-chain activity and the reduction in active accounts suggest a cooling ecosystem, which may impact future demand and price. See, this is kind of just like FUD, if you ask me, because they don't really have any evidence. They're not really saying much here. We already know a lot of this already, just being investors in XRP as it is. So getting into the juicy XRP news here. There's a bunch of it. Can acting SEC chair Mark Uyeda drop the Ripple case? Now, this is a little bit interesting if you ask me. Ripple CEO talks to Trump about XRP as a national digital reserve. Many of you know that already. Ripple case has been removed from the SEC website. So what does it mean? Well, apparently, once the case was appealed, it received a new case number. It can be found on the Court of Appeals website. Now, challenges in dropping the case with the acting SEC chair's role. When a user inquired about why acting chairman Mark Uyeda has not yet dropped the case, she explained that it would be an unusual situation for an acting SEC chair to drop a high-profile case like Ripple's. Normally, these big cases are handled by the official chairman. So I guess we're going to have to see exactly what happens there over the next little while here. Shout out, Shane. Thanks for tuning in. Totally market manipulation and a lot of FUD. There's a lot of FUD going around. Just got to not believe it. Put on your blinders, stay true to your path, and, stick to the goals. Stick to the bigger thing, the bigger picture, essentially. Price is a distraction. So is market cap. Of course, I'm sure a lot of you are aware of this as well, but XRP ETF, 23 billion, Canada's asset manager, joins race. Purpose Investments, a veteran Canadian asset management firm with 23 billion in assets under management, becomes the latest participant in the XRP ETF race. It's not much more here to say. I read through all these articles beforehand. I highlighted stuff just so you all know. But just interesting to know that Canada's kind of getting their feet wet here. Canada's super against crypto. Getting crypto bought through a bank is super hard. Using your debit card, using a credit card, whatever it is. Every single time, except for usually the first time you buy on a platform, you have to call the bank and spend half an hour or an hour on the phone. And then you have to go to the fraud prevention service after you talk to the regular person that can't help you. It's kind of ridiculous. Now, this is some FUD right here, if you ask me. investor losses shadow XRP's struggle to reach new all-time highs. XRP is 10% from a new all-time high, but remains in consolidation, with transaction losses impacting investor confidence. Really? Who's it impacting? I know lots of XRP investors. Is it impacting anybody, or are you just loading your bags? Long-term holders are still in profit, obviously, signaling stability. Their continued holding could support XRP's uptrend. But holding 295 support is key for a breakout past $3.40, while losing it could push XRP down to 273, delaying its rally. Do these people even watch the markets? Let me pull this up real quick here, and we'll just go back a couple of days, and you can see where, oops, that's the wrong one here. You can see where XRP went just over the last few days here. And to me, it's insane. It's insane that people are even saying this kind of stuff, because XRP is not going anywhere, Oh, there we go. There it is. I have all my browser tabs on the Hibernate things. I have so many open at once, doing so many things at once. Just look back here. What is this? This is the 27th, so just a few days ago, and we hit all the way down to 264.5, which is absolutely insane. But it's not a bad thing. Like I said, buy more, right? If you know anything about the markets, if it's not your first day around, that's the natural reaction, is to go against what everybody else is doing. When there's blood in the streets, that's when you need to buy. This stuff just redacted, so I know where I'm at. I'm not hiding nothing here from y'all. Long-term holders remain in profit, benefiting from XRP's recent price action, as stated earlier. The investors have yet to move towards selling, demonstrating resilience despite short-term volatility. Their continued holding is critical to maintaining stability. So, I mean, again, it's not really saying a whole lot here. A lot of these articles are kind of, they touch on the real heart of things, but then they don't get into it too much. This is a good one here, though. Ripple's RLUSD can now be used in AMM pools with AMM clawback amendment. Now, I haven't actually read into what this AMM clawback amendment is, but a clawback doesn't sound good in and of itself. But it seems like this is going to allow token issuers to recover funds even after they have been sent. Now, everything I know about crypto says that that's not really a thing, so I'm not really sure. I'd have to get into this a little bit more to really understand this. Maybe Shane can pipe in. I'm sure he knows a little bit of something about this. But RLUSD can now be used in AMM pools on decentralized platforms, which I think is pretty exciting. The update strengthens security and facilitates compliance with international financial regulations. This feature is especially valuable in cases where tokens are sent to incorrect addresses or are linked to illegal activities. Now, I'm not really sure how it can be linked to illegal activities and then get sent back, and what that has to do with incorrect addresses, or why they would even be able to know, first of all. I mean, I guess blockchain, sleuths or whatever, but why would they even know it's tied to illegal activities? I mean, maybe I'm missing the point here, but it just seems a little strange. But I don't think it's a bad thing overall. Its inclusion in AMM pools opens new opportunities for adoption and increases its liquidity in decentralized finance markets. Pretty interesting stuff. This is all quite bullish, even though some of it is FUD. In my opinion, this is all really bullish. XRP looks like the best altcoin. Seasoned Trader shares his charts. I mean, again, many of us are already aware that XRP is the one. Seasoned Trader and analyst shares his thoughts on XRP's price performance in the short term. You can see here, I'll zoom in a little bit, give you guys a bit of a better view on this one here. Obviously, it's the same chart we're kind of all looking at, but unironically, it looks like the best altcoin chart in crypto right now. Makes me wonder, I don't know this guy, but it makes me wonder if he's one of those Bitcoin maxis that's just super on notice now. We'll get into the Bitcoin talk in a little bit when we get to some other posts here. Bunch of XRP news, like I said, folks. Now, this is absolutely fucking hilarious if you ask me. Sonic now, the golden standard of layer 2s. Now, again, this is a layer 2. This is even a layer 1, folks. After scaling transactions to 16,000 or more per second, that's the golden standard? Hang on a sec here. The newly rebranded layer 1 blockchain Sonic is being called the golden standard. That's the project's co-founder, so of course he has a vested interest in, making this sound better than it is. He claims that on the social media platform X, that Sonic, formerly known as Phantom, is the only actual decentralized Stage 3 L2. Stage 3 L2, why are we compounding this fourth cousin, second time removed bullshit? You know what I'm saying? It's weird, because when you think about it, and you do any research on XRP right now doesn't do that much because it doesn't need to, so there's no point in paying the extra money for transactions. But XRP can scale up to 50,000, and if I'm not mistaken, even more transactions per second than that. But they have it in mind to be able to hit 50,000 transactions per second with a possibly not much higher, possibly a lot higher transaction fee. But I can't see XRP screwing over a bunch of people by increasing the fee to such a point where it's like not viable to use regularly. 16,000. This is hilarious. Some of these numbers that people are putting out is just, they're so caught in their bubble, you know. And I'm an XRP maxi, don't get me wrong, but I've been around the block, and you know, we're going through a whole bunch of different projects here and tokens, and just trying to cover a lot of the market to get a wider perspective. Now, if you're a fan of crypto.com, I have been for a while. I think they're a pretty decent exchange. Not the best, but all the best ones got taken out of Canada, unfortunately, about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Canada is a nanny state, very similar to the UK. But crypto.com is making some moves. So they're going to delist USDT and 9 other tokens under the MiCA Act, which I'm sure you have all heard about, why USDT is no longer allowed in Europe. Deposits for these tokens will be disabled, while withdrawals for the affected tokens will be available until the end of the first quarter of 2025. Total of 10 cryptos, including Wrap Bitcoin, DAI, Pax Dollar, Pax Gold, PayPal US Dollar. What the fuck is that? I've never even heard of that. Crypto.com staked ETH. Oh my God, like, come on. It's getting ridiculous. Crypto.com staked Sol. Wow, really? Liquid Crow and XSGD. Half of these I've never even heard of. And provided its users the options to convert their USDT holdings into MiCA compliant alternatives. Y'all are going to like this one. Like Circle's USDC coin. Compliant, transparent, and, allowed to operate, which is pretty sweet. If you're not familiar, USDC Circle is partly run, or I guess mostly used on the Stellar blockchain. Pretty cool stuff. Stellar, XLM, and XRP. It's the trifecta. Some more Ripple news. Ripple takes a rather interesting stand on stablecoins. The Future of Finance report. So Ripple warns that a strict stablecoin regulation like MiCA could hinder blockchain's global efficiency and cross-border payments. I mean, if you're not compliant, sure. And again, a lot of people are saying, this goes against a lot of what we were into crypto for, because this is like a government coin being an XRP and whatever. But if you can't beat them, join them. I mean, if it makes sense, it makes sense, unfortunately. Our world doesn't make a lot of sense these days. The company urges regulators to allow overseas issued stablecoins to circulate freely to promote innovation and financial inclusion. Ripple cites Singapore's approach, which regulates overseas stablecoins as digital payment tokens with AML and consumer protection measures. I don't think there's really anything else I want to touch on this one. Just the basic TLDR, I think, is enough there. Now, moving over here, we're going to talk about Toncoin a little bit. So I'm sure many of you, especially in the Qzilla chat, heard that Toncoin is partnering with Telegram and removing any ability to use other tokens other than Ton through their Telegram bots. So no more XRP, no more Solana. I don't know if they're actually using Solana. I'm sure they are. No more, EVM, any of that kind of stuff apparently is going to be all gone except for Ton. It's almost like Gary Gensler left the job at the SEC and either started to work at, Telegram or Ton, because this whole thing just reeks of, again, like Shane said, market manipulation. Why you get in bed with these people, these two companies, again, Telegram and Ton? Because now look what happened. Toncoin profitable addresses at an all-time low. Well, what happened? More than 95 million addresses on Ton are now in loss. The coin has seen its price slip from a high of $8.24 to around $5. Recent Into the Block data revealed 85% of Ton holders accounting for 95 million addresses face losses. Only 8% of the Ton holders, or around 9 million addresses, are still in profit, and the remaining 7.8 million, roughly, addresses, or about 6.9%, are at the break-even point. These individuals have not made profit or losses in their investments. Now, this is what happens when you don't diversify, and then you buy the green candles, buy the top because, FOMO, and then panic sell when it starts going down. They could just be unrealized losses, right? Which it sounds like a lot of them are so far, but people are going to sell. People are going to get scared. They're going to sell. Lots of FUD. Anyway, I don't know anything about Ton other than it's partnered with Telegram, but I already don't like it. Moving on here, some XLM news. Major Stellar metric on massive rises. Here's what's happening. With its ecosystem's total value locked, rising significantly, Stellar is exhibiting encouraging growth indicators. Even though this key indicator is rapidly increasing, the price of XLM has not yet reflected the same level of excitement. And I'm going to keep drilling this in. Price is a distraction. Price is totally a distraction, especially day-to-day prices. Like, Doesn't matter. Now, this is pretty crazy right here, especially when you start talking about numbers this big. But stablecoins surpass Visa and MasterCard combined with 27.6 trillion transfer volume in 2024. These are numbers so large that we really are unable to comprehend how big they actually are. Get out of here. I don't want this. But again, not much to say here about it. It's definitely more reading to do into it if you're interested. But just found that quite fascinating myself. Now, here's some Tether FUD, or, whether you call it FUD or not, Tether's not a good one. Being removed from Europe and not wanting to show proof of reserves, it's just got a bunch of shit surrounding it that really, Tether is not the one. USDC, or better yet, RLUSD. But Tether records 13 billion profit for 2024, boosted by all-time highs in Bitcoin and US Treasury holdings. Well, when you start to look into it, guess what's propping up Bitcoin? Tether. They just fucking print more Tether, buy Bitcoin, and that's why Bitcoin's going up. This is, in theory, why I believe Bitcoin, its days are numbered. It's going to collapse eventually. We're going to talk a little more about that as we get deeper into this video here. Tether issued over 23 billion in Q4 of last year. 23 billion USDT was issued. Now, I don't know enough about Tether to say if they're just able to print more, but from what I understand so far, it sounds like they can just print as much as they want. Following a strong year, the fourth quarter saw Tether achieve several record highs. The company's yearly net profit soared past 13 billion, and its group equity increased beyond 20 billion. Insanity. A major highlight is Tether's increased investment in US Treasuries, which reached an all-time high of 113 billion in direct and indirect holdings. The fourth quarter also saw Tether issue more than 23 billion in USDT, making a total of 45 billion for the year. Bitcoin's all-time high brings billions in profit for Tether. I fucking wonder why. Bitcoin's price, which saw unrealized profits of about 5 billion for the year. Tether increased its Bitcoin holdings last quarter for the first time since March, holding nearly 84,000 Bitcoin worth about $7.8 billion. Ridiculous. Talk about manipulation. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. We're going to talk a little bit about Michael Saylor as well, and relating to the whole Bitcoin thing coming up here, which is quite fascinating to me as well. But crypto news today, latest Pi network news, something I want to touch on because I'm quite confident that the Pi token and their whole network is a scam. I'm not keen on giving any of my information to KYC to them, even though I've been involved since many years ago, since it came out. It's just getting more and more sketchy. And just a quick touch on this as well. There is a Pi token floating around on some exchanges. It's not the real Pi token. I did the math, and the few hundred Pi tokens that I have, because I don't do it regularly, I don't do the mining, it's a pain in the ass. But the few tokens that I have, or a few hundred tokens that I have, would be worth like over $30,000 if those market prices are true. And I can't believe it. I can't get behind it. And again, I have a feeling it's something to do with data harvesting. It's made so many promises over the years and nothing's ever happened with it. I do know some people that have done the KYC for it, seem pretty stoked on it, but Both Bitcoin and gold are surging this week in the wake of the US Federal Reserve meeting. Gold hit an all-time high again, I believe it was just yesterday. Analysts predict that Bitcoin may cross $125,000 with even room to breach $130,000. Now, I've heard predictions from, the low to mid 100,000s up to 500,000, up to a million this cycle. But again, you got to take it with a grain of salt, right? Things could happen. Things could really blow our minds. But at the same time, we might be disappointed like 2021 rally, which was kind of a flop compared to the 2017 rally anyways. This market, this rally has a lot more similarities to the 2017 rally, which was absolutely bananas. So once again, Pi Network has postponed the launch of its mainnet KYC and migration date to February 28th. While the core team claims equality, the crypto community split. Some think the project is building a very bright, decentralized ecosystem, while others fear it's just another crypto scam, locking users away with endless delays. And again, like I said, my take on it, they're a data harvesting scam. I want to get a video done on them. I do have it in the works. Got so much on my plate with the Zilla and everything else. So with millions of miners eagerly waiting to get their hands on tradable Pi coins, the wait continues along with the speculation. I'm glad they didn't mention that there's fake Pi coins on exchanges right now, because that would just be bad practice if you ask me. Now, more predictions here. I don't like to go too much into the price and predictions and stuff, but I will entertain articles like this. Link, AVAX, and Litecoin price prediction. Double digits gains ahead. Now, I am holding Link and Litecoin, so I'm eager to see some double-digit price gains or more. Chainlink price bounced off the key support level at 22.56 US, suggesting a rally's ahead. Avalanche price found support around a 61.8 Fibonacci retracement and $32, gearing up for a surge. Litecoin price held its 50-day EMA at $112, heading towards a potential rally. The article goes into it a little bit more, but again, I'm not going to dig too deep there. Now, here's a little bit on some MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor. So MicroStrategy ramps up Bitcoin reserves, outpacing capital targets. This is absolutely nuts. Over the past year, MicroStrategy stock has skyrocketed 570%, driven by its aggressive Bitcoin acquisitions. Now, if you remember, Zilla skyrocketed 88,000%, which is like 880x, almost a 1,000x gains in a very short time, which is absolutely bananas. Now we've cooled off. The Zilla is now trading in between the two support levels that I had laid out from a month ago, which is pretty sweet. If you haven't checked out Zilla, make sure you check out our project, quantzilla.online. And you also got to head over to Dex Screener and hit that rocket on the Zilla for us. Helps out a lot. We're almost at 400. As of January 27th, MicroStrategy holds 471,170 Bitcoin, or 107 Bitcoin, valued at over 46 billion, which is, as far as I can understand, the second largest holding of Bitcoin next to Satoshi's wallet, which is holding about 1 million Bitcoin. And we're going to talk a little bit about that too once we get through this last paragraph here. By 2027, Sky projects that MicroStrategy could own 783,000 Bitcoin, assuming Bitcoin reaches 166,000, potentially valuing their portfolio at around 130 billion. Bananas. So Satoshi's wallet, I've heard by this guy who did quite the deep dive on it. I can't remember his channel name off the top of my head, but apparently it's some Russian guy that's actually Satoshi. And it's not the guy from Ethereum. It's not Vitalik. It's not the other guy from, can't remember what other token. Anyway, it doesn't matter. These names are too well known. You can find it on YouTube if you look. But I've heard Satoshi, whoever he actually is, or maybe, is apparently divorced his wife a little while back. And in the first quarter of 2025 of this year, apparently half of those 1 million Bitcoins are going to be dumped onto the market, which is going to cause extreme volatility, ridiculousness in the market, and likely a huge drop in Bitcoin's price, especially because, like we were talking about a little bit ago, Bitcoin is essentially propped up by Tether, and it doesn't really do anything. Yeah, it's a store of value, great, but at least gold can be used in electronics and stuff, where Bitcoin, it really just doesn't do anything. It's expensive, it's slow, you'll never get the huge amount of transactions per second, and it's kind of like, it's dying. It is what it is, things change. So regarding MicroStrategy having, what do they say here, 471 million Bitcoin? Yeah, 471,000 Bitcoin, sorry. They always say, oh no, this is no good. The people in power, the people with all this money. Oh no, this is no good. This is no good, years ago. And my understanding is Michael Saylor was that guy. He was buying Bitcoin the whole time, if you ask me. Now he's buying all this Bitcoin and everybody's watching. Holy crap, look how much Bitcoin he's buying. He bought it 106,000. My God, that must mean it's going to the absolute moon from where it's at. Otherwise, why would he be buying at that price, right? But it's all a game, right? This is a PvP game. And it's like, I would say 80 to 85% psychological. And you really start to think about it. If he's buying all that Bitcoin now, but he said it's no good before, now he's saying it's good, maybe just consider the fact he might be buying things like, XRP, HBAR, XDC, XLM, the tokens we're always talking about, the ISO 20022 tokens. That's a pet peeve of mine too, by the way. I hate that people call it 222 because it's just not that, right? It's 20,022, and it really doesn't take any more effort to say that. But anyway, besides the point. If he does dunk, that is going to cause such a huge problem in Bitcoin and in the markets in general. I mean, I don't know if you've been watching on X, and there's even some videos on YouTube talking about it, but the Bitcoin maxis are super scared right now. A lot of Bitcoin maxis that, don't like XRP at all, they're actually kind of saying, hey, XRP is kind of the one. What do we do? We're scared, Check out XRP. Maybe we should buy some. Quite interesting stuff. Some more articles to go through here. Not too much left for today. So Layer 0 cross-chain messaging protocol goes live on Kronos, and that again is the crypto.com token. Kronos Labs and Layer 0, two blockchain platforms, have announced that the Layer 0 cross-chain messaging protocol is now live on Kronos Ethereum virtual machine and Kronos Zero Knowledge EVM, which is again Ethereum virtual machine. But the zero knowledge proofs are super cool stuff, by the way. So thanks to the launch, users on Kronos EVM, the leading EVM compatible layer, which is an L1, thankfully. Oh, that's the other thing. XRP is a layer 1. 16,000 for a Gen 3 layer 2, 16,000 transactions per second. That's hilarious. Anyways, This layer 1 blockchain built on the Cosmos source development kit will seamlessly transfer assets across the Cosmos ecosystem and multiple EVM chains. I'm not sure if they meant to say Chronos or they mean Cosmos. I'm not familiar with Cosmos myself. That'd be a pretty drop the ball moment there if they meant Chronos though. Some more Crow news. Crow is slated for major bullish rebound bolstered by robust fundamentals for Crypto.com exchange. Now, this is one of the reasons I'm invested in Crow. Crypto.com is super solid. Crow's last all-time high was just around $1 US. And right now it's trading at 14 cents or something US. It's like 23 or 24 cents Canadian-ish. Last I checked about a day and a half ago. So I'm excited for this, honestly. I'm excited for any good news with Crypto.com. I'm sure you all know the last bull run, it did the Crypto.com stadium there somewhere in the States. And, it was involved in a lot of things. And it was very, very prominent. People know the name Crypto.com and it's still holding strong. I can't remember if Crypto.com was one of the ones to delist XRP or not. As far as I remember, they didn't. I know Uphold didn't for sure. But if they didn't, have even more faith in them. Also, when you're buying crypto from them using a credit card, their name is Forrest Dax on your statement. So when the bank sees it at the fraud department that you inevitably have to call, they don't see Crypto.com because they will be like, nope, can't help you. The weekly RSI has retested the 50% level, thus presenting long-term buyers a decent chance to purchase more Crow. The rise of Crow to a major DeFi ecosystem with the TVL of more than 479 million and a stablecoins market cap of over 18 million, this heavily influenced by the undeniable success of the Crypto.com exchange. The cryptocurrency exchange has attracted more than 100 million globally registered users. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Crypto.com announced earlier today that it now has received full approval to operate in Europe. Another good sign. I'd like to hear that because, again, USDT was just kicked out of Europe. The company also revealed that its institutional-grade services will be available in the United States for all retail users. Now, if you watch Crypto Hulk at all, this is what he's talking about. This is what he's warning people about. Crypto.com is going to basically price everyone out here pretty soon, not from the token necessarily, but they're only going to be working with accredited investors. So, that's kind of a shitty situation if they decide to do that. Because I've been using the Crypto.com debit card since 2021 roughly, 2020 even, maybe around there, because I was able to, in the 2020 rally, I didn't really take out much. Took out a few grand out of the potential huge amounts that I had, which started from $600, which started from $50. It's kind of a crazy story. But I did pay the down payment on my dirt bike using the Crypto.com Visa. And I also bought my computer, most of it anyway, using the Crypto.com Visa. So that was pretty cool, pretty seamless and painless. And it seems like nowadays a lot of people don't even know about it. You can get the level 1 without investing anything. It doesn't have the same rewards. Level 2 is $600 Canadians, probably like 400 or 450 US, and you have to invest that for, I think, a year and stake it. There's other levels that go all the way up to I think $1 million that you have to invest or stake. But Crypto.com is a solid exchange in my opinion. I also bought kind of, I guess, about a month ago, and it was at a higher point than it is. So I bought more. I already had a bunch, but so I'm down a little bit on that part of my investment, but it is what it is. Now, the January sector performance showing the layer 1s on top, it might be no surprise that meme coins are way down at the bottom with the biggest percentage loss on average. DeFi has been relatively strong compared to what it has done in the past. Shout out, Shane. Appreciate you getting some information on this. Apparently, we were talking about a clawback earlier for XRP. So clawback is the way for reversal. For example, buy a product and don't receive it, then you can get your money back. I see. That makes sense. DeFi has also been relatively strong compared to what it's done in the past. Pretty sweet. I'm just going to pull up the QZilla chart here real quick. I know I might have done this earlier, but I just want to drive this point home here. Look how stable we've been. We did our crazy, huge drive up here. We went from almost nothing to a crazy amount, 8,000% up in a very short period. But look, we've been holding stable. We dropped below both support lines right after it dipped. That got bought up so fast. Look at the size of that candle. That's insane. Then we came back up above this upper support. And then we stuck in between that upper support until, what was this? The 26th. So we started to drop a little bit on the 26th. We came below it here on the 27th. We dropped, just touched a little bit below the lower support, and it instantly got bought back up again. And now we're trading in a pretty good area right between these two levels of support. This top level may become resistance, but I think we're going to trade sideways in this range for a little while, a couple weeks, maybe a month, maybe less. It's hard to say, but this is just my opinion. And then after that, we're going to break upwards, not downwards. But again, just an opinion, not financial advice. All right, a few more articles to go over with y'all. So this is pretty funny, actually. I mean, the hackers and scammers are nuts. As some of you have seen, we get messages every day in the Qzilla chat of people trying to scam us, and it's just nuts. It's crazy, but it is what it is. It's life, right? Hackers hijacked the UFC's Instagram to promote fake cryptocurrencies. I think that's hilarious. What the hell is this? Go away. I don't want my email open. The unauthorized post remained visible for over an hour, urging fans to own the legacy with the new digital token, and UFC made no immediate public statements, fueling speculation online. The incident reflects a growing trend of unexpected crypto launches. Donald Trump's Trump token was announced via social media instead of official government channels, causing confusion. Similarly, Vine, which I think just came out a few days ago, founder Russ Yusupov surprise token release was met with skepticism, forcing him to confirm its legitimacy in a video. I mean, fair enough. This is why I always say, doing videos, getting in contact with people, and really going face to face with people as much as possible really builds a lot of legitimacy. Especially myself, like being a YouTuber, my face is all over everything that I'm doing. So like my reputation's at stake if I do something wrong. And for me, that my word is really important, right? Like I'm kind of old school in the way that like your word means more than a contract or anything else. And when people screw around and break their word, it really affects me. Trust can be lost in an instant, but takes forever to gain. We kind of talked a little bit about this earlier. There must have been a little bit more news here that I wanted to go over with this topic, but a lawsuit's been filed against a meme token factory, Pump.fun. I think that's hilarious, meme token factory. There's been a class action lawsuit, again, against Pump.fun, which is, again, basically a Solana meme coin rug pull creator. He accuses the project of selling unregistered securities, including facilitating Ponzi schemes and pump and dumps. They initially and intentionally targeted young and inexperienced users through marketing campaigns on social medias like TikTok, utilizing narratives of FOMO and thousand-fold profits. But see, we almost had a thousand-fold profit using Qzilla, which is pretty cool. The platform contributed to the execution of pump and dump schemes while ignoring KYC AML measures. Notably, Pump Fun celebrated its first anniversary on January 19th, during which time the platform's total revenue from fees, just from fees, reached $431 million. Insanity. These numbers are just ridiculous. And the final article for today, Ross Ulbricht lost $12 million from donations, so we kind of covered this earlier as well. Maybe I just doubled this one up. It is a different article, but it's the same information, it looks like. Oh, okay, there is more information here. So an incorrect asset price was set during the initialization of a liquidity pool, and tokens worth $1.5 million obtained from the Pump.fun platform immediately intercepted by a mevbot and sold into an already established pool. The script repeated this operation multiple times, leading to total losses of $12 million. So it was a script, which answers my question from the first time we touched on this. It wasn't him actually doing it. It could have been a script, or it could have been somebody else. The creators of Ross sent Ulbricht 50% of the total meme coin supply. The mevbot sold 80% of these coins for just over $600,000, causing the asset's value to plummet by approximately 90%. Insanity. Despite these losses, Ulbricht still holds 10% of the supply, valued at around $200,000 after correctly adding liquidity to the Radium concentrated liquidity pool. $200,000 is nothing to shake a stick at, but 12 million, ugh, yikes, oof, biggest oof yet. Well, maybe not. There was that one guy who tried to transfer $96,000 on whatever chain it was. It could have been Solana, if I remember correctly, but I don't know for sure. And he ended up spending like almost $300,000 in fees. Like nuts, man, nuts. It's worth noting that on the 22nd of January, Trump pardoned Ulbricht, who was serving 2 life sentences. Now, if you don't know who Ulbricht is, he's the guy that ran Silk Road, which is the dark web marketplace from like many years ago. He was kind of one of the originators of this, and he had a minor slip up where he let his IP or email or something leak just through a simple mistake. And he was super about security, but just that simple mistake got him caught. And then they throw him in jail for, I can't remember his exact charges, but it's essentially like peddling all these drugs and killing people and making all this stuff happen. Well, all he really did was set up a platform and an exchange for people to use, just like any other crypto exchange, except they were exchanging crypto for goods instead. And I don't really think that's worth 2 life sentences at all, in fact. I think that's absolutely outrageous. But, it's good to see that he's out now and we have a bit of a responsible and, less controlling person in power. They're a little bit more about the crypto, Trump obviously, and so is going to be the SEC people, which is great to see because Gary Gensler's just a fucking clown. Got another meme for that. I'll drop you here quick. I'm sure y'all have seen it. If you haven't, you're going to love it. Gary Gensler smells. If you think Gary Gensler smells, make sure you throw a like on the video below. Shane, you're building on Stellar for a long time. I'm definitely excited to hear what you're going to be building on Stellar. And I'm going to try to put together a podcast for either Sunday or sometime later this week where I'm going to bring Shane on. We had a really good conversation the other day about all things crypto. And I told him, you know what, we better kind of cut this out here and save some of this for the stream. We're probably also going to cover a lot of the stuff we covered in a private chat. But I'll tell you what, he's on the level, and I'm super excited to bring him on the channel and just kind of shoot the shit. It could be, you know, a couple hours, 3 hours maybe. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. You know, I'm not the smartest person around, that's for sure, but I know some stuff. And I found lately, I was growing up and through teenager, you know, early 20s and stuff, and I was kind of felt like I was the smartest person in the room. I was hanging out with a lot of stupid, ignorant people that just didn't have any goals or anything to offer, really. I know it might sound bad, but you know, when you're the smartest person in the room all the time, you really don't learn a whole lot. You kind of feel like, what the hell am I doing here? You know, I'm kind of stuck. Well, over the last year and a half or so, maybe 2 years now, I have been surrounded by people who are much smarter than me, who are older than me, who have more experience than me. And I'll tell you what, it is such an awesome experience not being the smartest one in the room. I have so much to learn, and every day I'm learning from these people, and it's just incredible, some knowledge that they have to offer. I also want to mention, make sure if you haven't, if you're not part of our community, you check out our website at quantzilla.online because we have an amazing community. I'm going to put that in the chat for you. We have an amazing community. Our token, like I showed you a few minutes ago, is holding its own really well, despite the crazy market that's happening. And we have a lot to offer, folks. We are offering all kind of different utility, which most meme coins don't have, right? We've got daily drips for holding NFTs. We've got every 2 weeks, I believe they are, we're doing releases of tokens for those who are doing raids in our channel, which is super cool because, you know, you help out the project a little bit and we give you some actual coins in return for helping us out. So it benefits everybody. And the raids are awesome. You know, people are getting right into it. We're doing a bunch of raids every day. So definitely get into our Telegram to take part in that. We recently just wrapped our Quantzilla. So you now have the ability to play with Polygon wrapped Qzilla and BNB wrapped Qzilla, which is pretty awesome because it gives a little bit more freedom to what wallets you can use and what more you can do with it. For example, the airdrops that we're doing to people who are doing raids, it's going to be on poly wrapped Qzilla, simply because that's just how the bot for that works. So without doing something like that, we wouldn't even be able to do these cool giveaways. Our NFTs that we have going around, we're doing auctions pretty regularly. We've been doing auctions every couple of days, I believe. And there's some really, really cool ones that are going around right now. I want to show you a couple of them. This one is unreleased so far. So I'm only going to show you a quick little peek here, and I'm not giving you any more information. But this is one of the funniest memes in and of itself, just being a photo with no writing or nothing. Wait till we get some writing on here. And this is an NFT. This isn't even supposed to be a meme. I've almost pissed myself laughing over this several times. This is one you're really going to like, guys. And I want to give a shout out to my main man, Mike, over here. Mr. Greenspade, Mr. Michael Daniels Crypto, the brains behind this project, the person who's bringing us all together, because he made me one of the coolest NFTs I've seen yet on our project. It's one of the first pirate NFTs, and it's totally custom to me. You got my profile picture there, YouTube, because that's where I live, and some gold, some treasure, of course, and some pirate skulls. Super, super cool. We're also going to be offering people the opportunity to customize their bubbles on their NFTs. So definitely, again, you got to check out our Telegram. You got to check out our website at quantzilla.online, quantzilla.online. We've got so much to offer. I can't even cram it all into this video. The video I released a couple of days ago here on this channel on YouTube, KhaosDubz, because I know we're on Facebook too live right now. Check it out because it gives you a quick 4 or 5 minute rundown of a lot of what we're offering in Quantzilla. Super exciting stuff there as well. Not sure exactly what else I have to cover. I'm just going off the top of my head here. I don't have any of this written down. But what else can I tell you here, folks? I don't want to go on too long here. We've already been live for quite some time. This is the longest crypto news video I've done yet. Not such a bad thing though. Lots of information to pack in. Yeah, really, I think that's about it. Just follow our socials, join us on Telegram. Definitely tell your friends about it. And I mean, right now, Qzilla is a great buying opportunity. Of course, none of this is financial advice, but this is where people are buying. Because, you know, when it starts going up again, you're going to kick yourself for not, oh, well, it was in that channel for, 2 weeks or a month. Why didn't we buy? Now we have to buy at higher prices. And I'll tell you, from where we started, the prices are a lot higher. I'll tell you that. It costs a whole lot more to buy the Qzilla now, even at 50% down from the top, than it did, a month ago. So always keep that in mind, folks. Just before Trump's election, XRP was like 50 cents. In July, it was like 38 cents. And within a very, very short time, that went to like, almost $5 Canadian, which is like, 330-ish USD. It's just insanity. It's insanity. And people are like, well, I better buy in now. I mean, you should have bought 6 months ago, but it is what it is. I'm going to leave it at that, folks. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be coming out with a bunch more content. This has been super fun. I can't believe we've almost gone for 50 minutes already. This is absolutely crazy. It sure didn't feel like it. Make sure you stay tuned. Hit that bell for notifications. Like I said, we're going to be doing a live stream podcast this week, hopefully, if not Sunday. We'll try to get Mike in there as well, if we can, and it's just going to be great. Appreciate all the support from the community and everybody in the videos, in the Zilla Telegram, the people buying NFTs, the people supporting and sharing our posts and stuff. Really means a lot. And together, we're unstoppable, folks. Y'all have a great day, great afternoon, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Bless on love, bless on love. Just want to make sure this last couple of seconds of video is caught on there. So it's going a little bit longer to make sure the delay gets worked out. Peace out, everybody.